Good morning. On behalf of Harold George Smith's family, and Harry, I thank you for your attendance today. Maya Angelou once wrote, "I've learned that people forget what you said, people forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Yeah. Harry was selective with what he said. He was a man of few words. However, there was never a doubt that he cared for you and was deeply loyal towards his family and friends. From the amount of people here today, this validates the quote with regards to Harry. You may not remember what he said, but you are here due to how he made you feel. I would like to extend my apologies on behalf of the Samuel family and the Jackson family who can't attend today. Can I please ask Christian, one of Harry's sons, to step forward to read Mary Elizabeth Fry's "Do Not Stand at My Grave and Weep." Thank you very much. Harry was a man who held the room. He had presence. However, he never felt the need to be centre of attention. He was an intelligent man, well respected and cherished by his family. Harry often observed and kept his views to himself. He was unassuming. This only paints part of the picture, as those that knew Harry knew him to be deeply loyal and a caring man. Harry was born in Sheffield, England, quite simply the counterpoint of the Sunshine Coast. When he arrived as a boy of 8, he whispered to his dad, "This is paradise." Of course he was talking about the ocean, an obsession that would be part of him until his very last day. From that day, Harry was hooked. There was barely a day that went by that he didn't visit the ocean or go fishing. Luckily for him, he was left to his own devices as a teenager. His dad was a truck driver and was away for most of the week, and his mum was an eccentric artist who got lost in her work. Harry used to set off at Sparrow's Fart to not come back until dusk. He had such a strong connection to the ocean that he didn't really have a need for people. He was happy with his own company. Harry's first real friend, Franco, managed to slot into this world without disturbing the balance. Franco was a constant figure in Harry's life. When Harry was 20, he met Marion. Thankfully, she loved the ocean as much as Harry. Harry, Franco and Marion spent an enormous amount of time together. But Harry knew he would spend the rest of his life with Marion the day he met her. Within a year, they were married and pregnant with Tempest. Fast forward 6 years, and 3 boys had been born, and the family was complete. Harry's obsession of the ocean never waned. He just brought the kids along. And in turn, the love of the ocean has been passed down to his 4 grandsons. Life was steady and a thing of quiet beauty until that fateful day 5 years ago when Marion died. Harry never spoke a word of that day, but it was clear that a huge part of him died too. Marion had been by his side for 35 years. No one can understand loss like that, unless you've been there yourself. Harry became more contemplative after Marion passed, stoic even, but always found the time to listen to his children's troubles, listen to his grandsons read, and listen to Franco whinge about the price of fuel. I think it's safe to say that Harry would have been happy with his happy that his final minutes were in the ocean and with Franco. He also wouldn't want too much fuss, just some nice words about how he had led a happy and quiet life. Now if I can ask Tempest and Franco to come up and share their remembrances of Harry.
If you asked me to describe Dad in 3 words, I would say respected, deeply loyal and stoic. Dad was respected by anyone that knew him. When he spoke, people listened and considered what he said. Unless it was about fishing, then only Franco really listened. Dad was deeply loyal. I still remember the day he marched into school to talk to the principal. At the time I was mortified, but looking back now, I know it was because of his fierce love for his kids and a strong sense of justice. He even turned down his dream job as it would have meant putting Franco out of work. Not many people know this. This is just one example of his love for his family and friends. Dad was stoic, there is no challenging that. When Mum died, it broke him in half. But he was there to cancel all 4 of us and put our mourning first. I still remember him ringing me to check I was okay. I couldn't believe it. Here was a man who's just lost the love of his life, and he's thinking about other people. Yes, I'm his daughter, but I am a grown woman with my own family. I remember thinking if Zale and Dylan turned out to be half the man Dad was, I would be over the moon. Dad was a quiet man, and he became very introverted after Mum died. But he left a chasm of empty space, a space that will be with me until the day I die.
I remember when I first saw Harry, I thought, who's this drink of water? But when he spoke, it was like talking to someone who had been on the planet many times before. He was an old soul. When he spoke, it was measured, worth saying. I was captivated. I loved him like a brother, and I'm sure he felt the same. When Marion rocked up, I felt threatened by her, but could see the way he looked at her. He knew straight away that she was special. I felt honoured that I was his best mate and loved going fishing with him. I've got to tell you, that day, the day he died, it was electric. He was electric and energised. I hadn't seen him like that in years. I think he knew somehow he was soaking up every last molecule of the ocean. When he had his heart attack, it scared the life out of me, but he was calm. He looked me in the eyes and said, "Don't worry, mate. I've led a charmed life. I'll never forget you, Harry. I miss you, mate."
Tempest, Franco, thank you. I know how hard that can be. Please, everyone, will you join me for a few minutes of silent thought to reflect upon our time with Harry. Thank you, everyone. Now, this can be the most challenging aspect a person is presented with, the committal. May I offer these few words? If you are grieving, angry or sad, be that way. Do not judge how you feel. Have the bravery to feel that way and nothing else. Do not be told how to feel by society. Feel how you feel and sit with it. Don't turn away from how you feel. Acknowledge how you feel and let it be. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the committal. You may not be here in the physical world that we see and hear, but you are here in the world that we feel. To be loved is to live forever, forever in our hearts. I may speak to you and you may not respond, but that cannot take away all the times we did speak and all the times you held me close. Your body now returns to the earth from where it came, but your spirit lingers. It lingers with your family, it lingers with your friends. Most of all, it lingers by the ocean. Whenever we are by the ocean, we will hear your voice, see your smile, and feel your love. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today to celebrate the life of Harold George Smith. Tempest, Adrian, Christian, and Eric have invited you to Tempest House to gather for refreshments afterwards. Thank you very much.